find yourself stranded on a gravel road in the middle of a desolate forest. Despite the plunging temperature and fading light of the sun, you decide to venture down the main highway in search of help, or at the very least, a gas station. By the time the sun has completely sunk past the horizon, you start to lose hope and become anxious. You could have sworn you had seen an exit sign only a mile or so from behind where your car had broken down. After what feels like an hour has passed, you feel small cold pinches on your face. It is starting to snow. You decide it would be best to just turn around and head back to your car. It'd be better to spend the night in your car than become exhausted in the middle of a snowstorm, searching for an exit that seemed to have disappeared. After you make it about halfway back to your car, you hear a noise just a few feet from the edge off the guardrail that separates the road from the pitch-black forest. You keep walking. The peculiar noise gets louder, as if whatever was making the noise was not only getting closer, but it was following you. You decide to walk a bit quicker, but the noise does not die down. In fact, it seems to pick up the pace. In a matter of seconds, you realize what the noise is. It's the huffing of an animal. Before you can guess what kind of animal could be making such a deep and guttural noise, a creature crosses the rail onto the road in front of you. It stands on two legs, towering over you before it seems to have even completely straightened up. Before you can think of what to do next, the creature speaks. Are you all right? Thank the gods. I could hear you across the manor. I came as quickly as I heard your cries. You don't remember crying out? It seems you must have been having a night terror. You cried out for help and kept repeating a most peculiar phrase. Something like, behind a tree? What? Below the beam. Behind the trees. Do you know why you were saying that? No, I don't believe I'm familiar with that phrase, or what it could even mean. Oh, my goodness, I didn't realize the fact that I just barged into your chambers. I'm already asking you too many questions and you've only just woken up. Here, a towel to help. You seem to be very damp. I believe you must have perspired profusely due to the nightmare. Oh, no, my dear, there is no need to apologize. I should be the one to apologize. I didn't mean to wake you with such a start. I feared the worst. Living almost 2 centuries to see what people are capable of does that to one's psyche. On a much lighter note, I was already about to come check on you, to let you know that breakfast will be served shortly, and a fresh change of clothes has been put at the end of your bed. I will close the door on my way out so that you may change. Are the clothes comfortable? Excellent. I had one of the maids run to the local shop to get you a comfortable set of loungewear. When you've healed more, and if you wish, we could go for an outing to get you some clothes that aren't just for lounging whilst healing. I hope the dishes are to your liking. The chef is a little eccentric and decided to get, experimental. We haven't had a guest in a very long time, and he, might have gone a little overboard. Yes, that's a deep-fried pancake. The chef said he didn't want the fact that it was called a pancake to limit his creativity. My apologies if it's a bit, heavy on the palate. Don't worry, though. You don't have to consume it if you do not wish to. I also brought you this. We have a garden out back that I tend to every so often. I picked you some berries to go with the porridge the chef had also made as a side dish. All right, well, I'll leave so that you can enjoy your... Oh? Oh, you would like me to stay while you eat? Well, of course. Whatever you'd be most comfortable with, my dear. Would you mind if I read the almanac while you enjoy your meal? Thank you. I wouldn't want you to feel the need to make conversation while you had food in your mouth. Thank you, Vincent. Do you mind if I sit at the foot of the bed? Thank you, my dear. Would you like to talk about your nightmare and what it is that you saw? Oh, I know you didn't disclose that you saw something, but I can read it on your face. The way you seem to be lost in a deep trance of your own design, trying to undo a puzzle that's been put in front of you. Oh, no, I don't have superpowers. I wouldn't call it a power per se, but rather I can sense what a human is feeling. Call it having a hunch, except the hunch is always right. After being turned, certain senses can become heightened to help you with survival. Apparently, the ability of reading what others feel was what the universe wanted me to possess. It comes in handy when dealing with sleazy political people in the neighboring cities. Half of them only wish to befriend me to gain access to my estate. I'm sorry, I'm blabbing about myself. My apologies. Oh, you actually find my ramblings enjoyable? Well, thank you. I'm glad I could entertain you. But back to my main inquiry. Do you feel alright enough to tell me about your night? I just wanted to make sure that it wouldn't upset you. Well, fire away. Uh-huh. Do you think it was a memory or just a nightmare? I would have guessed. Both. Uh-huh. Well, that is indeed frightening. What you saw couldn't have been a lichen. They are never that tall. It couldn't have been a demon or any miscreant of that denotion. A witch? Oh, no. Witches in real life are just humans which have been gifted the ability to handle magics without an exchange. Yes, I said exchange. All magic is transactional, if that makes any sense. Maybe when you're okay enough to walk without any of your wounds becoming irritated, we could go for a walk in the garden, and I could help educate you on the art of magics and fill you in on what creatures to look out for if you're ever in the woods again. But as long as I'm around, you're not going to get lost in the woods again. I'm going to write down what you've described. I'm going to go to the library on the south side of the estate and do a bit of research and see if I can deduce what it was that you saw. Whatever it was, it does not have any right to be on my land, especially after injuring an innocent human such as yourself. I have to run into town for a few errands, but I will be back before lunch. I promise. In the meantime, you should get some rest. I will send one of the maids to awaken you when I return. Take care of yourself. I promise we'll figure this all out soon.